Hey, you know that milk at the bottom of your cereal bowl? That sweet, creamy, fruit-flavored delight that ends your breakfast? Have you ever thought about, making that into a punch? Like a Snozzberry punch?
Snozzberries? Who ever heard of a Snozzberry?
I just finished up at Circa Caliente out in Palm Springs, and it was a wonderful time. Albeit a little quieter than normal, our room party was an absolute success. We themed it to breakfast cereal, and I designed 2 punches to mimic the flavor of the milk left at the bottom of the bowl. Snozzberry Punch is a grapefruit and bourbon punch clarified with milk, infused with Crunchberry cereal, and Früt Loops, well, is based on Früt Loops, lemongrass, lime, and something special to recreate the milk. Both of these incorporate a different type of Peruvian brandy, each one perfectly matched to the punch. Alright, let's get these punches made. To get that wonderful essence of Snozzberry into our punch, I've got the milk ready to go. And I'm going to infuse it with Crunchberries for about 20 minutes before I pour in the punch. The punch is simple. I prepared a 1/2 to 1 tea syrup using 4 chamomile bags and 3 jasmine green tea bags. This is where you really get to control the sweetness of the punch. I started with a higher amount of sugar and it was way too much. There's a perception that with the Snozzberry cereal flavor that makes it seem sweeter than it actually is. So if you test this out and you still find it too sweet, here's where you cut back. I'm adding in 2 cups of ruby red grapefruit juice, 1 cup of bourbon, and 2/3 cup of orange liqueur, whichever one you prefer. It's been 20 minutes, so let's start the clarification. And we're going to let this sit for about an hour. So check out my semi-definitive guide to clarification for the full process, and I'm going to come back in about 5 minutes to switch buckets and pour the initial part of this run back into the top to get rid of that small bit of dust that gets through right at the beginning. So as we can see from this jiggle, we still got a little time left for the clarification, and let's just get the last step in. I'm throwing in a cup of Diablada Achelado Pisco. That's a blend, mainly quebranta, but it has a nice fruity taste and is well made. I'm adding this after the fact because we don't need to clarify clear liquids, and this will help accentuate that fruity flavor we're going for. While this finishes up, let's batch up the second punch. I made this realization a few years ago that Früt Loops cereal smells like lemongrass, and so it made sense that if you're going to make a Früt Loops flavored punch, this would be the starting point. I brought 2 cups of water to a boil and dissolved in 1 cup of sugar. I threw in 6 chopped and bruised lemongrass hearts and a handful of mackerel lime leaf. I let this run for just a few minutes and then turned off the heat and let cool. At the same time, I put 5 jasmine green tea bags into a cup of water to infuse. Both of these infused between 5 and 8 hours before I strained out the liquid. Here's our specs for a single serving, and just batch this up as needed. This uses an Italia Pisco, which is very floral, which fits in well with the lemongrass and tea. Last but not least is Calpico Concentrate. This is a milk and citrus-based non-carbonated soft drink from Japan, and this adds our milk flavor to the punch. Garnish is simple. Did I win the cocktail contest? Not this time. These young dudes took the prize, and I kind of knew when I tasted their cocktail that they were going to win. But I did get this really cool cannibal tiki pendant, and I had a great time designing these. So let's check them out. Oh, that's fun. So what do Snozzberries taste like?
The Snozzberries taste like Snozzberries.
That's correct. You've got that mellow, slightly citrusy flavor from the milk, bourbon, and grapefruit. There's a lot of flavor there, but it's just packed so tightly together. But riding on top is the Crunchberries. And not just the fruit flavor, the cereal flavor is there too. This is like it wants to be Früt Loops, and it's just moved beyond it. It's elevated itself. The essence is all there, and the full flavor of the lemongrass added to the lime leaf, the calpico, the jasmine tea, and that delicious pisco. Man, this cocktail is so delicious. There you have it. The second best cocktails at Circa Caliente. If you're a cereal lover or a milk at the end of cereal lover, you gotta try these. I'll catch you in the next video.